Now let's talk about safety with airsoft replicas. Here we have the SSR4 Mk2, but this is pretty much universal for any other replica out there. Don't skip this video because it is important. We want to make sure that we are safe and also everyone around us is also safe. Now, first things first, whenever you are getting ready to fire a replica, wear eye protection. BBs can ricochet off objects, they can come back at you, and obviously if you are in a game, you are 100% required to wear these because people will be shooting back. So always, no matter what, wear safety glasses or some sort of a protection. Now, when it comes to the rifle itself, let's start with handling and then what can we do to make it 100% safe. Super important, finger straight. Whenever I am not shooting, aiming at a target in a proper game or in the backyard, my finger is always straight no matter what I do. That's the thing number one, finger straight. The next thing, how you can make yourself and everyone else safe is where you point the gun. Generally speaking, up is a good direction. There is usually empty sky and that's a safe direction most of the time. The other one is just straight down, albeit sometimes when people are close to each other, you can actually point at somebody's feet. Maybe if you are holding it a little bit more like this, there is quite some distance that the BB can cover, so I prefer personally to aim straight up with the finger straight. The third thing that will make sure that everyone is safe is the safety. It's there, it's functional, so please do use it. The only time the safety should be off is when you are in the game or in a backyard, you are aiming downrange and you made the decision to shoot. So when I want to shoot, I'm going to put it on fire, and then when I'm not really shooting, I'm going to put it on safe. This is especially important when you are in the safe zone. In the safe zone, this should be always on safe to prevent, things you don't want to happen. And now let's talk about how to make the gun 100% safe. The first thing you should do, for example, when you are going to the safe zone, which is sometimes even required by the field rules, is removing the magazine. Removing the source of BBs is very important. That's the first thing that we can do. The next thing after removing the magazine that you should do is to fire a few times in the dirt to make sure that the chamber is empty. Replicas have small feeding tube, hop-up chamber, and the BBs can actually stay there when you remove the magazine. And that is especially true if you are using a BB retention system that can in fact be installed in the SSR4 Mk2. We will talk about that one specifically more into detail later. Make sure that the chamber is empty, usually by shooting in the dirt a couple of times and visually inspecting that there is actually no BB inside. Now the next step that you can do is actually removing the battery. When you remove the source of energy, that would be the battery inside of the stock, then the replica cannot physically fire because there is no battery inside. And at this point, when we've done all of these steps, the replica is safe to handle. You can take off your glasses, you can put it in a box, store it away, and everything will be good to go. Now, when you do all these things that I just mentioned, pointing up or down in a safe direction, removing magazines, finger straight, unplugging the battery, generally knowing what you do with the rifle, everybody will notice, everybody will feel safe around you, and you will look much more professional. So take this seriously. In the end, it's a replica, it looks like a real gun, so let's treat it as such.